and check DMs real quick while I start off. All right, welcome to the first game of the RCFL Season 1, the first official, the first game that matters in RCFL since its reboot here in 2025. And we're going to see the California Golden Bears face off against the West Virginia Mountaineers here in Berkeley, California at California Memorial Stadium. As we're going to see Drippin' Jay take the kickoff, and he's going to get around the 30. And that's already a better start than we saw than most preseason games, where we saw most kickers not even be able to kick it past the 50-yard line. So it seems like teams actually took note of preseason games. There's the importance, because now they know kickers are going to be very needed unless you want teams' offenses starting at the 30-yard line every drive. As I'm going to talk a little bit about the matchups today and the head coaching comparisons. As for West Virginia, we're going to see head coach Kiso, who I believe is also their running back on the offensive end. Their quarterback, Nike/Cam. And for the California Golden Bears, their AD is going to be Ronnie. Quarterback's going to be Tyrade. At running back, we're going to see... I think those are mixed up. Yeah, those are mixed up. Or are they? No, they're two blue teams. No, I got messed up, bro. I told you two blue teams messed me up. This happened last game. And at California at running back, we have Troy. And then for West Virginia at running back, we have Kiso Supreme. Sorry about that. Read the script a little wrong. As Kiso Supreme's going to take the first play of the season. He's going to make a big run out of it. And that's going to be a great first play of the first regular season game for RCFL. And that's going to be a 14-yard run down the mid-left gap there from Kiso Supreme. They're going to try to look to get this running game started early, as we're going to see another handoff here to Kiso, who puts his helmet down, but this time it'll only be a gain of 2, as the defensive line did a good job to get to the running back before he was able to break off a double-digit run like last time. Already, we're seeing Cal show their run game, but I wonder what it's going to look like when they try to put it into the air, as Cam is going to be ready to make a play here as 2nd and 8. Third play of this drive. We're going to see switches come in motion. We won't see the handoff there. We're going to see a pump fake from Cam, who then is going to be sacked by top kid Oxy. Great sack there from the right edge rusher, or right end, sorry, whatever you want to call that. And that sack's going to lead to a 3rd and 21. That's going to be a big play there for the defense. And early, this California defense is showing that they're going to be a staple for this team, as it's already 3rd and 21. And West Virginia is going to need a big play here so that they don't have to punt. Has Drippin' Jay down the middle. He's going to hold the ball here, though. Still has Drippin' Jay. Decides to throw it, and it will be caught. And that'll be a completion for a first down for the West Virginia Mountaineers. And that'll reset the downs here after it looked like this California Golden Bears defense was going to be able to hold them and get a punt going, but they're not going to be able to see it quite yet. And now, after the first down, West Virginia looking to reset their offense. Now they're in a better field position, as Kiso is going to bounce this out. And now he's going to cut in, puts the helmet down, but that'll only be a gain of 2 on the run. Not a bad bounce there from the running back. Yards are better than none, or negative at that. We've seen a lot of negative runs in the preseason games, but these are definitely not teams that we're going to see a lot of negative plays here from the run game, at least, as they were very prevalent in their preseason games. As we're going to see Cam roll left. Great blocks here from the O-line. Absolutely no pressure, so he's going to launch it, teeth to Drippin' Jay, and that's going to almost be intercepted by Magnet Julian, but it'll just be broken up as he's not able to come down with it and tuck in time, and that'll set up 3rd and 8. That's a great play there from Magnet Julian for Cal there. That's going to be their star DB this season, and he's going to make things happen frequently for this California's defense, as we're looking at another 3rd and 8 for West Virginia, who's going to try to get the first down yet again on 3rd, but this time it'll be intercepted by Grilled Ramen, and that's going to be a great interception. That's going to definitely be a toss-up there on that comeback. It looked like the corner read that perfectly there, and Switches was not able to come down with it, and Grilled Ramen will. And that'll be a turnover, and that'll be the first interception we'll see in the RCFL Season 1, and that'll come from Cam to Grilled Ramen. And we're going to see a lot of first here, and I'm going to point out every single one of them. And that was a great first interception, as it was almost given to Magnet Julian, but he wasn't able to come down with it. But this time, the Cal DB decided he was going to come down with it, and that's going to be 2 straight plays where Cam threw it right to a defensive back. And now we're going to see the first offensive drive for this West Virginia Mountaineers offense after they didn't have a great preseason game, primarily due to the fact they didn't have their main quarterback, but they did have this guy right here, Troy, their main running back, who does a great bounce outside, made many men miss, and that'll be a gain of 17 on the first play of the drive for them, and the first run for him on the drive. And that's both offenses obviously showing their run game are going to be pretty big for them, as a first run for both of these offenses are double-digit yardage runs, as Troy takes it down the mid-left, bounces it out, and gets a great run there. And now we're looking at 1st and 10, and this California offense is already past the 50 after their first play. Feeling a little bit of pressure here from the defensive line. He'll take a sack, he'll fumble, but he's going to pick up his own fumble, and that'll be best case scenario there for the California Golden Bears, as it definitely could have been a turnover, but now we're looking at 2nd and 21, and they definitely have more opportunities to drive this ball downfield or at least get a first down here. 2nd and 21 after the sack there from the West Virginia defense, who's looking to apply a lot of pressure just like they did in the preseason game against Oklahoma. Eureka rolling right, looks for the comeback on the left sideline. He'll pass it, and that'll be caught by Ronnie on the comeback there for the gain of 7. Great tackle there from the corner, playing a little bit of I guess you could say crowd control, or a little bit damage control, as he's going to be able to get that tackle there and stop that from breaking out into a big run. A big catch there. 3rd and 14 here for the California Golden Bears. Got a lot of yards to try to gain to convert this first down. A little bit of movement from the lineman there, just trying to get adjusted a little bit, or I believe, the lineman there, as Jeff Master's going to make his way out to try to set the edge. Won't be able to. This edge rusher is able to get through a lot of blocks, and that'll put this California quarterback way pushed back. He's going to put the ball in the air, lofts it up, but it's going to land incomplete, and that'll set up 4th and 14, and we're going to see the punt team come out after great pressure there from the West Virginia defense. And those are both defenses are making their mark, but this punter is not, and he's going to punt it right to one of his blockers, and that'll put this West Virginia offense right on the 50. As both defenses have made their mark. On the first drive, we saw Grilled Ramen come down with an interception and give his offense the ball. And then West Virginia, we're going to see, I believe it was Lockstead, Lev DTM, applying the pressure to push the California quarterback back, and that'll led to a punt. As Kiso Supreme, great run down the middle right. He's going to cut into a wide open gap, but will only get a gain of 4. Still a great run there, just getting his team downfield a little bit, as we're looking at 2nd and 6 for this West Virginia offense, who definitely wants to be able to score this drive after a disappointing first drive. Started off good and ended up with an interception. He tries to get the outside lane, puts his shoulder down, bounces off one tackler, but will be met by Lock Season on the outside, and that'll be a gain of 2. As it's obvious, like I mentioned earlier, that the run game is going to be apparent here. And for West Virginia, we've already seen Kiso with 5 runs, 24 yards, which is 5 yards per carry. And we're going to see another run for him right down the gut on 3rd and 4. And that'll be a gain of 8 for Kiso Supreme, who, even though I just said his stats, is now upped his attempts, upped his yards at 32 after that one. And as long as tonight has been 14, and are we going to see anything longer? Maybe, because this California's defense hasn't held him to much, as Kratos is going to get a comeback on the left sideline, tries to make the man miss, but he's not going to be able to. That'll be a gain of 21 on the comeback after Dusta tried to dive for the pass breakup, but was unable to. And Kratos is someone we're going to be looking towards a lot this game, as I would definitely say that many consider him to be the receiver 1 for this West Virginia offense on that left side, as they're going to fake the handoff. Cam will try to take it himself. There's going to be a flag on the play, but for now, we're looking at no gain here on the quarterback taker. And now we're going to see a loss of 5 after illegal contact by Gitlap, who is on the line. Wow. Definitely a shocking flag there for sure to see that call there. But now we're looking at 1st and 15. After the loss of 5 from the flag, Cam hits a pump fake, makes the man cut upfield, throws the switches, and that's going to be intercepted by Lock Season. And that's 2 straight interceptions thrown by Cam. And he's not starting off this game very great for this offense. And they might just have to run the ball even more, as Cam, obviously, not to be a Debbie Downer, the game just started, but we're already seeing him go 2 for 5. For 45 yards and 2 interceptions. That's definitely not what you want to see from your quarterback in the first 2 drives of the game. But obviously, the game has just started. He can still build into it, and it's not a telltale sign of what we're going to see for the rest of this game. Maybe he just has to get adjusted. Maybe it's nerves for the first game. We don't know quite yet, but we do know for a fact that there's 2 interceptions thrown now for this West Virginia offense, and now they have the ball back. Gives it to Troy, and that'll be a loss of 2 on the big tackle there from Mars. Big time play there from the defensive tackle. And even though I was talking about the run game being big for both of these teams, we see a big tackle behind the line of scrimmage on the first play of this drive for Mars to stop Troy from breaking out a big run. That's going to set up 2nd and 12. We're going to see Capsalon motion to the right. I believe that might be, is that going to be Jick? I'm not too sure. But we see the motion to the right here, 2nd and 12. 2 minutes left in this first quarter, as we're going to see a pitch. They fake the screen, pitch it to the running back Troy, but that's going to be ate up absolutely by that defensive line. They did not play any parts in those fakes. They stuck to their assignment, and they're going to get the tackle there, and that'll set up 2nd and I believe that's 3rd and 12. But it seems there's a flag, as nothing's been called yet, but it may have been declined here. As we're going to see 3rd and 12 after 2 pretty bad plays for the California offense. Tried to get the run going, wasn't able to. Then tried to hit the pitch to the running back and just could not get that going. This defensive line is really focused on this run game here, or any type of plays of Troy, as we're going to see the quarterback rolling right. Feels the pressure already. He's going to have to throw it, but he won't. And that's going to be a sack by left DTM, and this West Virginia defensive line is applying that pressure. They are absolutely getting to the quarterback here, just like they did in the preseason. There's no change there, and that's definitely going to keep them within this game, as their offense isn't doing much. We're going to see their quarterback return it here. Not too sure why they sit their quarterback out there to return the ball, but he's going to be absolutely gapped by Grilled Ramen, someone who he's already thrown an interception to already. And just to kind of remind us of what we've seen from this West Virginia offense, we've seen good run game from this offense. Kiso Supreme not doing too bad for himself. He's getting started decently well early here in this game. He's averaging about 5 yards per carry. Was able to break off a 14-yard run, but we'll see if we're going to be able to see better. But in terms of passing, we haven't seen much. As mentioned earlier, we've seen 2 interceptions here. The same amount of completions, as he has 2 completions, 2 interceptions. So it's gone pretty even there for Cam. Well, not even. Turning the ball over is definitely twice. Is definitely going to be a bigger impact than your 2 completions, as we're going to see the handoff to Kiso Supreme, and that'll be a loss of 2. It almost seems like both of these offenses are going to have the same outcomes each single drive. As for the first drives for both offenses, we saw the first play be big runs, and then for the first plays of the third drive, of these last 2 drives for these offenses, we've seen a loss of 2 from the running backs. These defensive lines have already adjusted to the run game, it seems, as we're going to see another handoff to Kiso Supreme. Actually drops his helmet. It seems they didn't adjust at all, as after the 2-yard loss, Kiso gets the ball right back, and that'll be a gain of 13 on the run down the gut, and that'll be 1st and 10 for this West Virginia offense, who's probably looking towards Kiso a lot more after Cam seems to definitely be getting started very slow here. But now they're going to go towards the pass game. Again, no pressure here for Cam at all. He has all the time in the world, and he definitely could just run, but instead he's going to hold the ball, has no one open. Please just run it here, and it's only going to be a gain of 2. I don't know what is up with this West Virginia quarterback not wanting to run the ball. But when your offensive line gives you an absolutely free lane like that, you just got to go ahead and take the run. But instead, he's going to try to set his feet and get a throw off with nobody open, and that'll be 2nd and 8. That's both on receivers and quarterback. One receiver's not getting open, but mainly on the quarterback for not doing his job to make the read and see the field was not, just nobody was there, and he should have taken the run, as he has all the time in the world. This time he'll step into the run. He's going to fake it. Has Drippin' J left. It's going to get tipped, and it'll be caught by Kiso Supreme. The running back's going to save the play there, and that'll be a caught deflection there, and that'll set up 3rd and 7. As Cam's definitely looking like he's not able to adjust to this fast-paced defense that California is fast-paced pressure that this California defense is applying here today. Well, honestly, I kind of take back my words. Not fast-paced pressure. They're getting to him very slowly. Again, this offensive line is doing great, and this time we're going to see a quick pass to Drippin' J on the right hash for the 1st down. That'll be a gain of 11 there for Drippin' J, who definitely even though a lot of people would consider Kratos a wide receiver one, between Cam, we've seen more passes towards Drippin' J between the preseason game and now, as we're going to see a cornerback rush from Magnet that Julian, which doesn't apply much pressure. Cam still with all the time in the world, but now he feels the pressure. He's going to pump fake, finally gets a throw off, and that'll be a wide open man. Might be a big tight end there. He's moving a little bit slow. That's Greg, I believe. That's going to be a first down. Two straight first down reception throws here, and now Cam looks like he's able to get this passing game going. He's finally getting completions off as they're going to quick snap here, gets the ball off to Kiso Supreme, who finds the gap. He's still up, and that's going to be a gain of 9 on the run. Big time runs here this drive from Kiso Supreme. At least after the first one, he got tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2, but now we've seen 2 big plays here from him, and now he's looking to make a third as he puts the shoulder down, and that'll be enough for the first down as he runs into a man, lowers his shoulder, and he's going to get enough for the 1-yard gain in the first down. Now, West Virginia, the first team to get into scoring yardage here. First and goal. We're going to see another handoff to Kiso Supreme. Bounces off 2 tacklers, but is not able to bounce off the third one, and that'll only be a gain of 2 to set up second and goal on the outside left handoff. And now, not too sure if we'll see them go into the air. They might just try to give it to Kiso for one more play before a third down. Let's see what they're going to decide to do here. This West Virginia offense finally driving. They will give it to him on the counter. Lowers their shoulders, but there's going to be 2 guys that try to break off there. He's not going to be able to. Imagine that Julian will wrap him up there off the gain of 2. And now we're looking at third and goal. And even though they've been looking towards Kiso all drive, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a pass. And yes, it will be, as they're going empty back set here, motioning Kiso out to the right. Motioning a lot out to the right, actually. They're trying to get the ISO between Kratos and Dusta. Let's see if they're actually going to throw it that way. Dusta has a little bit of safety help there, though, so they might not look towards it, as Kratos just stands at the line. It must have been a distraction as they throw a jump pass to Drippin' J, and that'll be the first touchdown of the RCFL season, as it'll be a completion on the VC play to Drippin' J, and that'll be a touchdown for the West Virginia Mountaineers. Cornerback was right on it, but wasn't able to get the PBU, and Drippin' J will tuck that one in for the touchdown. And now we're looking at the PAT. We're looking at a 2-point conversion here from West Virginia. Seems they don't want to get the kicker involved. They're going to snap the ball pretty quickly here, looking for the wide open man. Has Drippin' J in the back end zone, decides not to take it. He's going to drop back, throw the 2-on-2 left, and that'll be dropped by everybody. Kratos over-attacking the ball a little bit there. And this score will remain 6-0, as we don't see the 2-point conversion go well for West Virginia, and the score will stay 6-0. We're looking at the kickoff here. Instead of letting the running back take it, Capsulan's going to take it himself, and he has the blocks on the right. He may get something big here. Oh my goodness, he finds a wide open gap, makes a man miss, but a fumble almost picked up by left TDM, but he's going to recover his own fumble. That's 2 straight fumbles for this California Golden Bears offense and then kick return team, where they fumble the ball but were able to get their own fumble back, because that's definitely saved them those 2 times now. The score could have been worse, but score still 6-0, as they are able to recover their own fumbles here. As we said, the sub clock is done, but just to talk a little bit about that West Virginia drive. After that drive, we're going to see Drippin' J get himself a touchdown, and Cam get himself a touchdown after the first 2 interceptions. Drippin' J with 3 receptions, 39 yards, and a touchdown on the day after getting that one on the last drive. And now we're looking at Cam going 5 for 9, 81 yards, a touchdown now to his name, but still those 2 interceptions, as we see Troy bounce it out left, but it's not going to result to much, as that's going to be only a gain of 2 there, setting up 2nd and 8 for this California offense, who but I think a lot of people were definitely expecting them to come out and start off pretty strong pretty early, but it seems they have not been able to quite yet, as we're looking at 2nd and 8 here after the 2-yard run from Troy. Eureka rolling around, feeling the pressure from Lev TDM, who's gotten to this quarterback a lot. It looks like he's just going to tuck it and run. Bounces off the first tackler, but gets caught up by the other. Tackled there by Cruzaro from behind, and that's going to be a gain of 6 off the quarterback taker after the pocket collapsed a little bit there, but he did a great job to avoid the pressure, allow his offensive line to kind of regroup themselves and make him a run lane to take, and that'll set up 3rd and 2. They might look towards Troy. We're running back moving a little bit here. Looks like the quarterback and running back are trying to get repositioned a little bit, try to get themselves ready for this play. As with the play clock rolling down and about midway through this second quarter, California is trying to put some points on the board. Troy makes the first man miss, tries to put his shoulder down to get the first, but he won't be able to. That's only a gain of 1. This defensive line is absolutely running through this offensive line. Troy has absolutely nowhere to go. The quarterback has to roll around and for the entirety of the plays. I'm not too sure what they're feeding this defensive line here at West Virginia, but it's definitely going to be one of the big reasons why they're able to win a lot of games this season. As we see Mars almost jump off sides, but he's not going to. Good discipline there from the defensive lineman. Troy bounces off the Iron Hawk tackle, and that'll be a gain of 1, just enough to get the first down. And that'll be 1st and 10 off the 4th and 1 run. Definitely a risky, ballsy, if you would say, play there from the California Golden Bear offensive coordinator, as that'll give them a new first down, new set of downs, move the chains forward, and now they're still having a chance to score and tie up this game and potentially take the lead with their extra point attempt. As we're going to see Eureka roll right, finally getting some great blocks here from this offensive line. All the time in the row, throws it deep, but it'll be dropped or maybe overthrown. Not too sure there. Definitely between both. It may have been a drop there from Aaron Too Valid, but he was definitely open there. Great find there from the quarterback, and that I will assume that that's a drop there from Aaron. That's definitely not what you want to see from your receivers, as I believe that's the first ball that's actually been able to go in the air towards these receivers in the last few drives. As now 2nd and 10, after a drop like that, they may even look towards Troy again, even though they know this defensive line is able to get to him, and they will. And exactly what he throws the ball, and that'll be incomplete. And I guess that's better than what would have happened if he didn't throw the ball away, because that definitely was looking like it was going to be a loss of 2, but it'll just land incomplete as he threw the ball away there. I would say that's a smart play, but I know he probably didn't even mean to do it. As after that botched play or blown up play there, honestly, that was great pressure from the defensive line to get into that backfield. We're looking at 3rd and 10. California absolutely just looking like they're not able to get any offense going, as their run game's getting stuffed and their pass game can't even get a completion. But maybe we'll see one here, because they're definitely able to do so. Eureka's going to avoid the sack, but not able to avoid the second one. As DTM gets the original pressure, but Brandeisi comes in and gets the sack on the quarterback. And this O-line is getting absolutely devoured here by this West Virginia defensive front. And now we're going to see another punt from the California Golden Bears. And Drippin' J was going to let that one roll in, but that's going to be a great punt. And now Magnetat Julian's going to get the tackle. What a punt there from the California punter. And now West Virginia's going to have to start this drive off in some pretty bad field position, I'd say, as they're behind the 10-yard line here. And they're going to have to hope that this defensive line isn't able to get some pressure, which, to be fair, they haven't all game. This offensive line has held their own. There's been, me personally, I say has been absolutely no pressure on Cam. And I wouldn't expect to see any here either unless some magical thing happens. But maybe the California defensive front is going to want to do something here, because they have a chance of a safety and put some points on the board. As 1st and 10, first play, we're going to see a handoff to Kiso, who has the outside lane. He's going to take it, cuts up field. He puts his shoulder down, but he's not able to bounce off the man, and that'll be a gain of 5 on the run. That'll set up 2nd and 5. Good play call there from the offensive coordinator to just go ahead and hand this ball off. This defensive front has not been able to do really anything, both in terms of getting pressure on Cam or getting to the running back. As soon as I say that, nope, they're still not able to, as they're going to get the block last second to get Kiso the lane outside. He'll cut up field, and that gain of 6 will be enough for the first down. And already West Virginia is able to get themselves out of bad field position after the great punt. And they're going to give the ball to Kiso again, who has had a great game already. This time, only going to be a gain of 3. That's one of the lower yard positive runs that he's been able to break off today, but he's definitely had a lot of good ones. As 2nd and 7 here with 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. West Virginia might have the last possession of the first half, but let's see. As Cam going to take the run down the middle early, and that'll be a gain of 5 on the QB take. felt a little bit of pressure from that edge blocker, but I felt like he would have been able to roll around it with his running back getting the chip off there. But still a smart decision to not risk it at all. Takes the mid-run, and that'll set up 3rd and 3. And we'll see another handoff to Keystone Supreme, who cuts up field last second, bounces off multiple tacklers. This could be a big yard. This could be a big touchdown here. Big run. Just one more man to miss. Puts the shoulder down, but isn't able to get past him. And that'll be a big run steal from Keystone Supreme. What a big run there. He breaks off a 40, I believe it was a 45-yard run. Could have been a touchdown if that DB wasn't there. Almost a great play from the running back. Bounced off multiple tacklers and almost got something to happen there, but it wasn't able to. And now Keystone Supreme having himself a night as he's at 117 yards with 7 yards per carry. And now as long as being that 45-yarder, but that ball would be tipped in the air, caught by the offensive lineman. And they were definitely hoping that he would PBU it, but now he caught it instead. And that'll be set, and that'll result in a loss of 7. And now it's 2nd and 17. Looking at 2nd and 17 here. 1 minute left on the clock. West Virginia will definitely have the last drive of this first half as long as they play it right. Almost every rusher's on the ground, so no pressure. But Cam, definitely some miscommunication there between him and the receiver. The receiver's coming downfield trying to give him an easy pass, but Cam was looking to throw the deep shot. Not too sure why he wants to throw the deep shot here. He could just play with the clock, give California no time to score. But then again, there is only 56 seconds left, and this California team hasn't really been able to drive downfield at all. So I feel like he could leave any time on the clock and they wouldn't score. As Cam finally feeling pressure, but just gives his O-line enough time to regroup themselves. Now he has all the time in the world. Throws the 3-on-1, and he throws a dot right to Magnetet Julian. And for some reason, he decides to throw the 3-on-1. Sorry. And Magnetet Julian, who should have had an interception earlier in this game, finally finds himself with the one as he's able to come down with this one instead of getting it broken up. And now we're looking at the 3rd interception thrown by Cam here tonight. And obviously, you know, they still have the lead. But if this California offense was able to move at all, this game could be ugly, as Cam already 5 for 11, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. Obviously, the QB play has been a little, I would say, kind of ugly on both sides. It's just been the run game for both of these teams, but more so for the West Virginia Mountaineers, as obviously they do have the only touchdown in the game, or in the half at least, as with 40 seconds left, California's looking to try to score. They're going to pitch this to Troy, who's going to cut up field, and not too sure where his blocker went, kind of ran away from the block, and Troy's only going to be able to get, I believe it was 4 there, if my math is correct, to set up 2nd and 6 off the running back pitch. And now they're just kind of letting the clock run down here. I'm not too sure what the receiver's doing, just standing there. Oh, sorry, tight end just standing there. And with 15 seconds, California's just letting this clock roll down. He tries to throw the screen, but that's going to land incomplete. The quarterback just didn't have enough power to throw the ball 2 yards. Well, not really 2. It was way more than 2, but wasn't able to throw the ball to his right side as just noodle arms there. I'm not too sure how you can't get it there, but he won't. And now that's going to land incomplete, and we're looking at 3rd and 6. Eureka misses the handoff, I guess, and that'll be a sack. And now with 7 seconds, that's 4th and 9. And West Virginia playing it smart here. They're going to call a timeout to save these few seconds left. And if they're able to get if they're able to get good field position here from this punt, they're going to find themselves trying to at least maybe toss the ball up here to see if they're able to score. But let's see what they're going to do, as it's not like Cam has any stats to save. He's already thrown 3 picks, so tossing the ball should be quite all right with him. As 4th and 9, 7 seconds left, we're going to see the punter come back out for California. This time it'll be another great punt here, and the clock will run down. He's not going to fair catch it. He's not going to down himself, and that's why you don't have a big lineman return your punt. I don't know why I have to say that. I feel like that should be kind of obvious. But don't have your lineman return at all. That's what happens. And then we see the running back kick the ball, and now California's starting in front of the 50. It's definitely not a great sequence of events for West Virginia. However, for California. This could be their moment, as this is their best field position I've seen them personally, if I can remember at least. This is the best field position I've seen this offense be able to get into, as they actually have a chance to score and wait on the sub clocks to go down here. Now we're starting off the second half with California getting the ball and trying to put their first points up on the board and try to take the lead in this game, as they've been held scoreless by this West Virginia defense, who is just absolutely applying the pressure of the backfield. This California team has not been able to move at all, rather in the air, on the ground. And now let's see if they're going to be able to start here with the first drive of the second half. Seems their offensive coordinator's drawing up a play here, as they're going to definitely run it down the play clock a little bit. It's going to be a handoff down the middle to Troy, who's going to run around. Not too sure why. He's kind of left, right, but it'll only be a gain of a few there. And now we're looking at 2nd and 4 after the better run that we've seen from this California offense, after Troy's been getting met in the backfield, as this O-line has not had a great matchup against this West Virginia defensive front. As after the run, 2nd and 4, we're going to see a fake handoff this time, or maybe and we'll see a fumble. This time they're not able to pick it up, and that's going to be the 3rd fumble today for the California Golden Bears. West Virginia will pick it up this time after 3rd time's the charm, and with the best field position we've seen for this California offense, they just aren't able to do anything, as we're going to see the quarterback or in the running back miscommunicate on the handoff. Quarterback just tries to take it himself, but he'll fumble. And now West Virginia has the ball yet again. West Virginia is going to start off this half with a handoff to Keyshawn Supreme, who takes it down the middle, makes a few miss. That'll be a gain of 9 on the first play of the second half for this team, as Keyshawn continues to have a great running game. And he'll get another handoff here, bounces it outside, has great blocks. This could be another big run. We might see a touchdown here for Keyshawn Supreme if he's able to get a few blocks here. He's not going to be able to, but he lowers his shoulder, makes the first man miss, not the second, and that'll be another big run from Keyshawn Supreme. That'll be a run of 32, and man, this offensive line is able to get it done. I mean, the line on both ends for West Virginia is what makes this team. The offensive line able to give Cam all the time in the world. The offensive line able to give Keyshawn Supreme runs like this, as we're going to see a gain of 6. This California defense is just not able to keep up with this run game. And like I was saying 2 seconds ago, the offensive line giving Cam all the time in the world to pass, giving Keyshawn all the gaps to hit. And then on the other end, the West Virginia defensive line putting all the pressure on the quarterback as possible, meeting Troy in the backfield, giving the California offensive line hell. And now we're going to see a throw on the left side. Cam trying to do the jump strategy or the jump attempt, but he wasn't able to even complete the pass doing that. So still not great passing game here from Cam. It's going to lay an incomplete. They might as well look towards Keyshawn on 3rd and 4, and they will. Keyshawn going to cut upfield. Great cut there. Found the gap. Let his O-line create something for him there, as he's going to take the mid-left run, and now we're looking at 1st and goal, and they might as well just keep giving this ball to Keyshawn Supreme. The running back has had a great night. Cam, not as much. And now Keyshawn will get a handoff, does the counter, but this time, top kid Oxy's going to get in the backfield. That'll stop the run momentum there, and that's a great tackle there from Oxy, who I believe was the same defensive player who was able to meet Keyshawn in the backfield. And Keyshawn this time is going to cut upfield. And after the big time stop there from Oxy, Keyshawn Supreme says, watch this. Gets the ball right back. Has not faltered at all by that last play. And that's going to be a rushing touchdown for Keyshawn Supreme on 2nd and goal. And now West Virginia finds himself up 12-0. And now they're going for the 2-point conversion to make this game 14-0, which it could have already been, but they didn't get the last 2 PC. So now let's see what they're going to be able to do. Cam snaps the ball and just gives it right back to Keyshawn Supreme, puts his shoulder down, and the 2PC is good. And West Virginia has found their offense, they had already found their offense. They already knew Keyshawn Supreme was going to be able to be great running this ball tonight. But they wanted to give Cam a chance to kind of, wake up. But Cam just hasn't been able to, and they may just keep looking towards Keyshawn Supreme. Troy fumbles the ball, but the running back will recover his own fumble. That is the 4th fumble from this California team, and only 1 out of 4 has been picked up by West Virginia. I mentioned it earlier, but if West Virginia was able to pick up every single one of these fumbles, or at least half, we're seeing probably 21. we're probably seeing 28 on the board for them right now. But instead, California's gotten lucky. They picked up their fumbles, and now it's just still 14-0. But now the California Golden Bears are looking to try to score here, as we're already a few minutes into this third quarter and into this second half, and we're not seeing much from this offense still. But we are seeing a lot from the West Virginia offense, especially on the ground game, as Keystone Supreme finds himself with 173 yards, 8 yards per carry, and a touchdown, with his longest being 45. And I'm sure we're going to see even more runs here from Keystone Supreme, as we have basically, still 2 more quarters to go, an entire half. As Eureka's going to roll left here. Feels a little bit of pressure from Brandeisi, but he's going to be able to dump it off short to Capsulone. He's going to be able to get the first down, and that's going to be a best passing play we've seen from this California Golden Bear offense. Is this going to be a comeback on the right sideline to his receiver one? I believe that's his receiver one. I believe that's Chick. And that matchup over there, we haven't seen much of it yet. We haven't seen much passing in general from this California Golden Bears team, but not to the fault of the quarterback, to be fair. We've seen a drop pass deep from Aaron Valid, which could have turned into a touchdown for the offense. And then we've seen a lot of pressure applied here from the defensive line of West Virginia. And now 1st and 10 after the good completion there. We're going to see a handoff to Troy, who hasn't tucked yet and somehow doesn't fumble there. Definitely seemed like the running back lagged a little bit on that play. And he's lucky he didn't fumble, as I don't even know how he didn't there, but the defensive line is going to meet him at the line, and it'll only be a gain of 1 to set up 2nd and 9. And now he's complaining instead of just lining up, wasting your team's time here, as you're already down 14-0. You can't waste even a second, really. Every second matters. As we're going to try to get him situated here. Now we will. We're going to see him line back up. Still looks literally the same. Moves the same. There was no difference there, but we'll just do it anyways. As now Eureka's going to roll left. Feels the pressure from Lockset. Almost sacked. And it's another drop in Aaron Valid. Great. That's... there's a lot of things that lose ball games. Obviously it's a team sport. But as a receiver, your job is to receive the ball. Catch the ball. We're on roadblocks. All you got to do is click and run into the ball. And he's not able to do that. That's 2 drops on the night for Aaron Valid. And now we're looking at 3rd and 9 for this California offense, who, as I mentioned earlier, it ain't much of the QB's fault of his receivers dropping in, and the O-line's getting beat to hell, as Brandeisi is going to have his 2nd sack on the night. And this West Virginia defensive line is just absolutely eating this California Golden Bear offensive line alive. And 4th and 22, that's just going to be too much for them to try to go for. And we'll see another punt from this California Golden Bears team, as this time Keystone Supreme not able to catch the ball there, but now he's able to catch up to it. He's going to return left. It looks like he has the numbers, but they aren't able to get the blocks off. It's still going to be a great return here. Oh my God, he made a man miss. It's actually looking even better. And Keystone Supreme is going to return this one to the 50. Great return there from the West Virginia running back. And they're going to have a chance to make this lead even larger. And just to talk a little bit about California, they're just, this is not looking great. 2 for 6 from their quarterback. No interceptions thrown, but no touchdowns either, as he's only 33% from the field tonight. And as long as it's only 11, they've only had and it's, again, I mentioned, it's really not much of his fault. Much of it is from the fact that his O-line isn't able to hold blocks for very long, as his longest play tonight is 11 yards. His 2 completions is probably only the fact that he's able to get the ball off in 2 seconds, as Keystone Supreme runs through Magnet that Julian is going to get a gain of 4 on the run down the middle, as West Virginia continues to look his way to carry them the glory here, as Cam is not able to get things going still. But again, Keystone Supreme going to see the ball again. He's going to cut up field, sees a wide open gap. Great blocks from this West Virginia offensive line, and that'll be a gain of 5 to set up 3rd and inches. And this California Golden Bears offense, they just need to get some kind of blocks going here, because they're not able to get anything going on the ground either. As this time we're going to see Kill Nikes keep the ball. He tries to lower his shoulder, but he's going to a loss of 1. Not too sure what's going on there, but it's going to be called 4th and inches. No first down here. Oh, now we're going to see the first down get called. The referees are going to fix the chains. It'll set up 1st and 10 off the quarterback keeper from Cam, who, hey, if you're not able to put the ball in the air, you might as well run it yourself. And he's going to take the run that time from Keystone Supreme, and that'll get the first down from the quarterback keeper off the read option. As now Cam looking to put the ball in the air, has multiple defensive linemen on the floor, but this time he's going to pressure himself. He ran right back into the defensive end and then runs right towards where Magnet Julian is coming from instead of wrapping around, and he's going to take the sack here. And that's what I'm going to say, that's the best pressure we've seen from this California defensive front. You know, they did a better job than they have all game to be able to get past this offensive line, and now we're looking at 2nd and 21 after the sack, and we're nearing the end of the 3rd quarter here. As Cam is going to drop back right, has all the time in the world. He may be able to take the run. Let's see what he decides to do. Decides to drop back. Great move there from Cam, but he still feels the pressure from Lorslime. He's able to get set, throws it down the middle. Almost another interception. The quarterback read the ball a little bit weird there. It's going to land incomplete, though, luckily for this West Virginia offense, and that'll be 3rd and 21. And again, to talk about the California offense, their defense has done the best they can considering how much this West Virginia offense has been out there. But Caps. Oh, I think because you got refreshed, it got glitched. I'm not able to. But no run game, no pass game for this California offense. But it's definitely different for this West Virginia offense, as they definitely have a run game. We're looking at 208 yards here for Keystone Supreme, and maybe looking at more, as now we see a great pass there from Cam down the middle to Drippin' J for the gain of 20, and that'll set up 4th and 1. And for the most part, when Cam has put the ball in the air, you've seen it go towards Drippin' J. We see one reception individually for Kratos and Geg, both for 20 yards respectfully. However, for Drippin' J, he's found himself with the most receptions on this West Virginia offense, with 4 receptions and 59 yards in the touchdown. He's probably looking to add more, but that's only if Cam's able to put the ball in the air more without throwing an interception, as at the moment he's only thrown 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions, which is why we've seen Keystone Supreme get the ball so much here. Just give us a few moments to get this set back up real quick for the West Virginia offense, as they're already in a great field position to score yet again. They look like this. It kind of looks like this California defense is not able to. California in general, not just the offense, not just the defense. Both sides aren't able to get much going. As now that we're set up, we're going to see Keystone Supreme get the handoff. Looks like he's not going to tuck either, and now that'll be a loss of 2 on the handoff, and that's going to be the first negative play we've seen for Keystone Supreme. And maybe it really is a glitch. Maybe I was hating earlier. Or maybe it's just lag. Not too sure. But either way, whatever did happen on that play, it's going to end up with a result of a loss of 2 here to set up 2nd and 12. 38 seconds left on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. And we're going to see an empty back set. No, never mind. We're just trying to get the running back set back up here. Keystone Supreme now back in the play. 2nd and 12 with 30 seconds left. Cam, we might see a pass here from him. We will. He's going to drop back right. Has all the time in the world yet again. He's going to step up in the pocket. Never mind. No, he won't. He may pitch this. He will. Keystone Supreme, there was no communication there for sure there, because Keystone thought he had to come back and help his quarterback set up the lane, but pitched the ball. He noticed a little too late. Definitely could have had more yards there, but was still able to get a positive gain of 2 off the pitch, and now we're looking at 3rd and 8. Cam rolling left. We're going to see the end of the 3rd quarter. Now we're looking at the start of the 4th. He's going to throw this right corner. It'll be a throw to switches, but that'll land incomplete. Still unable to get a deep pass here from Cam. He's been looking for it. He's definitely been searching for some deep shots, but 4th and 8 here. And now we're going to see the field goal unit come out. That's the running back. He could just run. He's going to have to run around. I'm not sure he's able to throw. Well, that is their quarterback. He may actually be able to throw this one. He has Drippin' J down the middle. I'm not sure if he can throw, though. He may have to run. It seems he has to run as he makes a man miss, but runs back into them. And that'll set up a loss of 26, and that'll put the California Golden Bears back in a good starting field position. And California, after getting a good defensive drive there, finally, well, not finally, they've had a few good defensive drives, but not as of recent. But now they have to hope finally that they're able to get an offensive drive, as their offense, again, as I've mentioned earlier, they have not moved at all. At all. I mean, West Virginia has 14 points on the board. They have 0. You don't got to do much to put 14 up on the board, but I guess you do, considering California's situation, as they have no line, no blocks, tight end couldn't land the block, quarterback couldn't run, and now we're looking at a loss of 14. And that's been the story today for this California offense. Who's blocking? Is anybody blocking? Are the guys just putting their hands in the dirt and then not bringing them up? I don't know. But this West Virginia defense has just ate this quarterback alive all night. Running back's not able to get anywhere towards the line of scrimmage unless he bounces off 3 tacklers. And now we're looking at 2nd and 14 after the sack. Quarterback going to drop back left, looking for some pass for some time here. He does. He throws it deep left, and this will be intercepted by Ontuzo. And, I mean, it looks like it was all for naught, because the first play that this California offensive line was able to hold the defensive line and give their quarterback time to throw the ball. Quarterback just says, hey, I'm launching this thing. I've been waiting to throw. Throws it deep left, but throws it to the wrong team, wrong jersey. You're in blue, they're in white. You threw to the white. Now they get the ball again, and now you're waiting to get back out on offense. And so now 14-0 is going to stay the score. West Virginia looking again to try to make this lead even larger. They've had a chance to make, I mean, in all honesty, if we saw better QB play from Cam, and again, I'm not saying this to, like, but that's the honest truth. We've seen 3 interceptions from him. And now we're going to see a sack taken from him. And Magnetat Julian able to get in the backfield with Top Kid Oxy. They're going to apply the pressure. And California, if you don't score here, find a new offense. That's the only comment you can give to this team. If you can't score here, considering the fact that you have Troy in the backfield, you're able to hand the ball off. You hand the ball off in the red zone within like 2 yards, it's a free touchdown. You can reach the end zone from miles away in this league. I'm going to be honest. So if this isn't a handoff here, I don't know if they're going to score. 1st and goal, California, best field position we've seen for them tonight, and it's only because their defense was able to get it for them. Troy definitely should be getting a handoff here on 1st and goal. Play clock running down. I'm not too sure what play you got to discuss here. Quarterback, just hold X. Troy, just click and run forward. That's all you got to do. As Troy moving around to get set, and we're not going to see a handoff, but we will see a pitch. And that'll be a gain of 2. It's better than throwing the ball in the air and throwing a pick. And now, 2nd and goal after the 2-yard gain there off the pitch. Surely now this time, with just 1 yard to gain, you give your star running back the handoff down the gut. I'm sure your O-line is able to at least help him get a yard. At least, at minimum, 1.5 yards. I mean, that's how much they have left. 2nd and goal. Let's see what California decides to do here. Now they take it down the middle, and like I said, you can reach the end zone from Narnia, and it'll be a touchdown. What did I tell you? That's all you got to do. Know the game. And now, it'll be a score of 14-6. California finally on the board. And a lot of complaints from West Virginia after they didn't see the ball cross. They would definitely complain that the ball didn't cross. But, hey, ain't much you can do there. Automatic ref, automatic touchdown, automatic everything. And now the score is 14-6, and California's finally able to put some points on the board. But they're not able to get the PAT, as I don't know who's out there kicking, but I guess it was no one. And the score's just going to stay 14-6. And, hey, field goal was almost good. I don't know who that is kicking, but that man's got himself a boot. As he hits right in the goalpost challenge there. He's like, you know. But after the kickoff, we're going to see the touchback, and now we're looking at West Virginia trying to score. Wait, this doesn't look right. Am I tripping? No, but I was talking about the direction they're going. Wasn't this the way California was going? Oh, maybe I am tripping. Kiso Supreme's going to take the handoff, bounces off 2 tacklers, and he's going to find himself with a gain of 4 down the middle, 2nd and 6. And now we're going to see another handoff to Keysel Supreme down the middle right. He bounces off 2 tacklers. He bounces off another. This could be a touchdown. This might be the second touchdown tonight for Keysel Supreme. Usual suspect, bro. It's always him. It's always him. It is always CB Rex, bro. There is never a day where CB Rex can go without doing something idiotic. And that's oh my. That's funny. I don't act like it's not. Referees are going to call for the snap and score, but McConaughey, he wants his stats, but we're going to get the TP just in time. And don't seem like that's going to work. Now it will. Now we're looking at a touchdown from Keysel Supreme. Let's all just like imagine that we saw him run it, right? Like let's just all imagine that he, let's imagine he scored, right? Let's imagine we just saw like a 60, 70-yard run from the running back. Let's all get hyped. If you're in chat, Twitch chat, TikTok chat, hey, G's in the chat. What a big run there from Keysel Supreme. What a great touchdown there on the run from the running back. And now we're going to see another fake field goal here from Kale Nikes as he's going to roll left, has Trippin' J on the left, decides not to throw it. He's going to try to evade the pressure. He will, gets the throw off, and that's going to be caught, but broken up by ODM Pro. And that'll be a great PBU there from the California, I believe it was California defense to break that up. And now we're looking at 26. That'll remain the score. And now Aaron Valid is going to take the kick return here, and that's definitely the best play we've seen from him today after his 2 drops. And now he'll get around the 30. But it'll be minus 15. And so we're going to see California start off around the 14-yard line. No, not 13. Sorry, kind of mess it up a little bit there. But the score's going to be 20-6 after the last drive there, after a great run from Keysel Supreme. And now 1st and 25 after the flag because of CB Rex TPing himself to the running back and messing up what could have been a great commentary moment, honestly. But with 5 minutes and 17 seconds left, it's not like California is out of this game quite yet because, still a lot of time left on the clock, but we're going to see the quarterback roll right. Not much pressure here. He's going to get the chance to throw the ball. Deep shot going to be to Ronnie, but it's going to land incomplete. And we're like at 2nd and 25 after the incompletion. And California, honestly, obviously, they've got the O-line letting up a lot of pressure. Honestly, I would say a lot of pressure. So the quarterback hasn't really had a lot of chances to really sit here and set his feet and throw the ball. California hasn't had a lot of chances to hand the ball off and let Troy do his work. But when you're given the chance to throw the ball like you are right now, you're going to have to throw an incompletion because you have got to score. And he's going to... Yeah. He's going to throw an incompletion. As I was talking about, he needs to complete the ball. And now we're looking at 3rd and 25 after the incompletion, as there must have been some miscommunication there between him and the receiver. And can't do much. Lands incomplete. 3rd and 25. This is some of the best time that we've seen from this offensive line the entire game. It's just too bad that after the flag from CB Rex, they start off in bad field position, and now it's 3rd and long, and he's going to get safety. The auto ref will call safety, and that's going to be a big play there from the West Virginia defense, who's now going to have 2 points added to the board for the West Virginia and the ball back. Well, so that's great pressure there from the defensive line as they have all night. Great set, great safety, and that's going to be 2 more points to make this score 22-6, and West Virginia gets the ball. Keysel Supreme back to return. If he takes his time here, he may be able to get the blocks outside. He will. He cuts it outside. He's going to go sideline. Has the blocks. Are we going to see a touchdown return here? No, we won't. It'll be a tackle there from Magnetet Julian, but still a great return nonetheless, touchdown or not. And they're going to get to the 40. And honestly, if we give West Virginia any more chances to play defense, we may see the defense score more touchdowns than the California offense. But I'm not here to hate. I'm here to commentate. And with 4 minutes and 41 seconds left, we have a chance to see West Virginia try to score yet again. West Virginia taking their time after receiving the ball here. Seems like Cam's just not ready. Quarterback needs a little bit of a mental break here, it seems. As, hey, 3 interceptions will do that to you. I'm joking. But Cam, and he's gone. Might need to see a timeout here from West Virginia or just a direct snap to the running back. Let's see what they're going to decide to do. They're trying to call timeout. They're not able to get it off. And that'll result in a loss of 5 after the delay of game from the offense, and that'll set up 1st and 15. First and 15 here after a pretty confusing start to the drive. West Virginia still having their issues. It seems like their quarterback's nowhere to be found. I mean, he might just be having a mental breakdown on the sideline. That's what could be happening. I mean, it hasn't been a great game for him. They're going to have Greg in the backfield acting like he's going to take the snaps, but I'm sure. I mean, at this point, you don't want to waste timeouts. You want to get the game rolling. Keystone Supreme is just going to start taking some direct snaps. And honestly, it may still work. If we see a touchdown here from West Virginia, I would love to see that. As he has the lane, but he took a little too long, and that's going to result in probably OPI. And it will. Kiso kind of playing a little passive there on the run lane, even though he had him. There's going to be 2 flags on the same player, but we'll just call the illegal contact by Get Clap, and that'll move West Virginia back 5 yards or 10. They stack? Seems they stack. And we're going to see 1st and 20 after the 2 flags there for this West Virginia offense. And, I mean, even though there's 4:39 left, which, albeit, sorry, lost what I was going to say there. But even though 4:39 is a good amount of time, I really don't think it's going to be enough for California to come back here. However, their chances are heightened as we're going to see Keystone Supreme have to take direct snaps with no quarterback being around. And that'll be a loss of 3. And Keystone Supreme, let me call out his stats before he loses them all. He's looking at 310 yards, 9 yards per carry, with as long as being 46. Could have been way longer. However, we might see him lose his stats here. And do I feel bad? A little bit. Oh, those count towards that as well? Oh, okay. That'll work. But Keystone Supreme still Kratos TX calling out victory formation. And it's really great to see people, get their trash talk out. But it's definitely funny considering he only has 1 catch in the game. Just saying. But Keystone Supreme making his way to the outside. That's going to be a great run there from Keystone to get to the outside. Great blocks all around from the team. And honestly, they're just going to waste a lot of clock here, kind of milking this game out as with no quarterback, all you really can do is run the ball. And that'll set up 3rd and 17 after the run. And they're going to take their time to snap. Just going to let the clock continue to roll down and see what they're going to do here. Well, not really see what they're going to do here, but I feel like we all know what they're going to do here. But, guys, I would honestly gamble, and I'm not a gambling man, but I would put money on it that they're wait, never mind. No, I'm not. I'm not a gambling man. I don't put money on nothing. They're not running the ball here. I didn't say anything. As we're going to see Cam come back into the game finally after a little while, and now that it's 3rd and 17, that's definitely when they needed him to show up the most, as it's been a little bit of a, iffy drive for this West Virginia offense, to say the least. There's not much you can really do considering that your quarterback was not around and you only had your running back to take snaps. And now, just got to figure out what they're going to do now that their quarterback's back, as they took the timeout to kind of let their offense gather themselves. We're looking at 3rd and 17 here. Still good field position for West Virginia. Cam's going to roll left. Has all the time in the world. These are great blocks. Hits a pump fake. Throws it deep right to switches. And that's just going to be overthrown. And I honestly, personally don't think that was his best throw there. He definitely had Drip and J down the middle. But that's going to be about the 3rd or 4th time that we've seen Cam try to get the deep shot to switches, or not just deep shots, but a throw in general towards switches, and it's just a little bit overthrown. Well, not a little bit there. It was definitely a lot, but now we're looking at 4th and 17. Definitely going to see another throw here from Cam as he's going to roll left. Not much pressure here as they're going to send the quarter blitz, though. Drip and J wide. Drip and J wide open, and Cam is just going to throw it to the G in the end zone instead of his receiver, showing a lot of team spirit as he throws to the Golden Bears in their name instead of the guy on the field that he needs to get it to. And now that'll be turnover on downs with the wide open receiver. Cam overthrows it, and California is going to get the ball back with 2:52 remaining. And hey, I'm an optimistic guy. Very optimistic. I didn't even say the word right, but very optimistic. Score is only 22-6. You know, California's still in this game here. 2 minutes and 52 left remaining in this game. Eureka getting ready to take the snap. He's going to roll right. Definitely needs to start moving downfield very quickly, and I think they know that as they send 2 streaks down the field. He has deep right. He'll take the shot, and that'll be caught but broken up by staying down, and that'll set up 2nd and 10 here on the incompletion. And now California, their old line is woken up, but I feel like their offensive line has came awake a little too late, considering this game is, well, a little out of reach. However, 2:43 remaining, and they're going to have their chances to send these passes deep as Eureka looking deep yet again, but it's going to be broken up, almost caught by the defensive line. Talent was right there, but it's barely going to land incomplete, and now it's going to be 3rd and 10. California, again, not out of it yet, but sort of, kind of, especially if they're not able to score here. As California, this is a must-score drive to even be considered alive in this game. They're going to have to not only score here, but get some quick stops defensively as Eureka rolling back just to try to get a pass off here. Has Troy, but he's going to take the sack from Lockset, and now that'll set up 4th and 24. No, wait, what are they complaining? Are they complaining about him standing still and then coming in for momentum? That makes sense. I mean, hey, if it ain't breaking a rule, might as well use it. As Eureka needs to get something big here. 4th and 24 with 2 minutes remaining on the clock. Looking for something. Feels the pressure. Will fumble, and Lockset's going to recover it. And I believe that's going to be ball game right there. That's going to be what seals it. That's a big defensive drive there for the West Virginia Mountaineers. The defensive line showing exactly how and why they won this game. As that's just going to be stuffed. Absolutely. And now, with 1 minute and 53 left, this game is all but over. California, they might as well start packing things up. They might as well put the Gatorade back on the bus, as they might as well not even run enough to even need to break a sweat, because this one's over. Simply put, this one's simply over. Minute 53 here. Cam's going to drop back. I guess he's going to try to put some touchdowns on the board. His 3 interceptions doesn't look good. He almost made it 4, but he's going to be saved by Drippin' J, who catches a touchdown, and that'll put more points on the board for this West Virginia offense, who at this point is just running up the score, stat padding, and the score is going to now become 28-6 after the throw down the middle, caught by Drippin' J, and now Cam makes his stat line look a little bit better. A great 39% from the field. Absolutely amazing. And 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions to his name. He's going to lob it left on the 2-point conversion, and Deuce is going to come down with it. Kratos TX still having no effect in the game. As for him, we've only seen 1 reception, and he ain't even able to catch the fade on the left. But at the end of the day, it's not about individual stats. It's about if your team won the game or not. And West Virginia has for sure won this game, unless some type of miracle happens. With 1 minute and 47 left, scores 28-6 after the failed 2 PC. And California is still out here just for formalities and to, put players on the field. But I'm not too sure they're going to be able to come back in this one anymore, as we've only seen 2 completions. Yes, I mean that. We have only seen 2 completions from the California quarterback, Eureka. He has gone 2 for 11 tonight with only 18 yards, 18% completion percentage, and 1 interception to his name. Obviously, not much in... Yeah, someone's... I don't know. It's a whole lot of L's and I's, bro. I can't. It's a whole lot of L's and I's. I don't even know. I mean, for the most part, I feel like we could just call this one, to be fair. And with that, we're going to see California's defensive back, more than likely it was CV Rex, rage quit the game, begin to respawn all, and we're going to have to call a game here just a little bit early and California, but the final score is going to be 28-6, and the California Golden Bears were not able to protect their home turf. And if you had fun watching tonight's stream, if you liked what you saw, if you want to be a player, be a coach, be a media member, commentate just like me, find yourself joining at discord.gg/RobloxFootball and join in on the fun.